Sights set on A.
Viper walls making things a little bit more awkward, and while Demon 1 has just met the Turkish aim, first bullet straight to the head as they look to swarm in onto jawgemo. Almost manages to get a double straight off the bat. He is going to be a menace throughout this match on the A site, but for now at least, it is going to be the advantage in the favor of FUT. A quick retake being attempted though.
Yeah, just trying to annoy them. Some damage done. Boostio able to catch off. MOJJ goes out for a bit more. That double might just give them a fighting chance in this. With low HP on AtaKaptan, the round might just be theirs, and seconds later it is. Locked in.
Far up towards long. Boostio's going to try and get himself a little bit more aggressive around this corner. That singular smoke place to try and deter them, but Kiwi's going right through it, and he'll find that opener.
Yeah, spotted Boostio on the way through. That's your Killjoy down, a lot of your utility down and out. And already used a Nano Swarm. Now a lot of the weaker weapons are trying to skirmish for this site, and the AWP still miles away. If you lose these other players, you're going to start to think about saving, but Ethan might just have given them a chance. Now they can contemplate fighting for this Kiwi. Incredibly low. 40 HP, a shot out from the AWP. Now they know where Kiwi is. They've got him boxed in, taken down, and MrFaliN's on 70. The follow-through round from FUT. This should have been clean. The AWP didn't even play that big of a role, but it might to close it out. It has the angle up top. That smoke soon to fade, and MrFaliN left in the open. Good damage done. jawgemo barely holding on to EGR. They've just given up art, right? It's not as bad as you might think, because FUT have nowhere to pivot to take that space off of. Slightly missing the timing on that right click. The knife caught him. Ability suppressed for just a moment. Spams through, nothing found. Kiwi biding his time as the shock dart lands. Next planter steps up to the plate. We'll see what they can do. A nade on its way, but they haven't accounted for Kiwi. The double up close, the reward found. He's going to fight further into spawn for his third. Still holding control. That lockdown, sure, it presents a serious danger for him. Not so much as the bullets, but he's bought time. He's bought space for his squad now, positioned in Ard and main, and with just one man on the other side, Demon 1. Seems to be a near impossible clutch just with the time on the clock. He has to try to find some kills first. Spotting one player, suspecting the second. Great read on this situation. But MOJJ just falls back, toying with the timer. Big button. And we saw this recon through in the previous round. This time, oh my, it's catching a lot of information. But the follow through, okay, jawgemo's got his second. Here comes the Hunter's Fury. Tagging them up on the way through, making them a little bit easier to follow up on as jawgemo catches yet another kill. The spike.
jawgemo is such a menace when it comes to this A site. It's definitely an issue. Pressure again being placed into mid. Demon 1 goes back for more. Hoping to try and find that extra little bit of damage. Spam trying to deny Kiwi the opportunity to get that operator.
Kiwi wasn't able to get up to all too much. This Blade Storm didn't have quite the same impact as we've seen. His mobility already out of the game. His updraft used up. So he won't be a menace up and around these smokes anymore, but he doesn't need to be. The lockdown buys them all the space. And through the smoke, well, let's add another tally to the counter in the audience. FUT on the back foot now for sure.
But yeah, the nano was just to buy them back. They are popping everything. So many ults being thrown into the round, and it might not even be enough. The man advantage going back, but at least qRaxs has been able to hit a nice shot, giving them an opportunity. The close angle is so important, but jawgemo still just going strong, leaving two remaining. Both with Sheriffs hiding within this vibe. qRaxs has managed to double, but still comes down to one. And Com will not allow.
Blade Storm being gone, you won't bat an eye at, but it's the rest of the ultis that went through.
Again?
And this guy, Boostio, another kill, just spamming through smokes. It's MrFaliN to go down this time, and the immediate response from FUT. They're quickening the pace. They're moving into the B side now, hidden here.
There's a smoke.
Still Boostio behind the smoke. This is where he's most deadly. Gonna be blinded up again. The flash through, it's caught him, and they found him, rooted him out. In the meantime, though, AtaKaptan deleted in the attempt to plant the spike. Now gonna be run back a couple more seconds. It's down in the open, has to be retrieved.
That's the thing. It seems with EG, there's never a man left behind. Such good use of the fragment. You can see already qRaxs on his last lease of life. They're gonna have to use the poison orb just to try and give them a spot to plant him, but now the full rotation has come through. The entirety of EG are ready and raring to go, but Kiwi's at least even things up for a second.
Yeah, and now look at his HP down to 16. Shock darts hunting down both of these low players. MOJJ found. Kiwi has to turn up, only good for the one. qRaxs tries to fade away, dodging bullets. Just one needed to take him down. He is so desperately low, and they're coming so close to finding him. The bun scene up above.
So he's looking to try and beat him.
Jealous.
Again, they're going to split through in towards this A site. A lot of counter utility in an attempt to try and slow them down. Lockdown even available as well for Boostio if he decides to use it. And Hunter's Fury, as said, he always finds something. And with the lockdown in tow, AtaKaptan has at least found one. Not quite clearing Ethan, but even still, they keep the advantage for a moment.
Yeah, neck and neck at least with FUT grabbing the plant. Orbital strike used, so not online. It's just a Blade Storm that's charging in and taken down. Shot out of the sky by qRaxs, but there's a response. Calm not letting this one slip. They've got to push forward. A vague idea of where qRaxs is, perhaps. MrFaliN, though, was revealed moments ago. Putting those pieces together for EG. They'll look to peek this one. Oh my god, the damage is incredible. qRaxs down to just a sliver of health now. The last man standing, double peek. This is probably one of the slower attempts. We're going to see them again wrestle for that map control with a minute on the clock. Destroy that turret, same thing they've been doing in a lot of these rounds, and then Kiwi goes walkabouts. With the fact that you still have players on either extremity, this isn't the game plan right now. They're trying to find options.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Every time there's been space left for EG, it's been left intentionally. It's not like there's been any gaps found. That's a big kill, though. Going walkabouts, AtaKaptan being able to take him out. Boostio left with absolutely no support. He needs to be a hero here, but he's not even checked on. He's managed to find a couple, of course. The second player in qRaxs can be brought back from the depths, but that's going to take time. And that time gives a moment. Look at Demon One. He's trying to watch for that exact position. The spam does a lot of damage, and then Ethan finds him anyway. They'll finally get themselves into that afterplant, and for the first time in a while, it looks like a possible round for FUT. But we'll see if they can take it.
I really like that from Ethan, just holding the lineup that whole time, waiting for the res to come through. Hoping to get both. The play out. Ethan, no flashes. They got to just dry peek those angles, lose a lot of HP in the process. Demon One down low, doesn't stop him from eliminating MOJJ. They still need to root out MrFaliN, who's just swung out wide, looking to take the fights. Lockdown in play, on the way. The swing needs to come in. MrFaliN, it's being diffused right under his nose. And now the stick, it'll get close, but the detain interrupts. Timing now, everything, and that spike is already quite far gone. I think Ethan's realizing now.
To the board for FUT, and another Red Bull clutch coming out in their favor this time around. Nonetheless, it is still an absolute mountain to climb for FUT. This last round is more than a necessity, and well, you mentioned your...
At best. For this 12th round, FUT much more decisive on where they want to go, feeling out that A pressure. And they'll instead look to take it this way. What I talked about Calm earlier, my boy taking out the Odin way, way back. And he'll make it work again. They're also triple stacked up on B.
So much info. So much info. 3 players spotted by the drone. And look at the wraparound from Demon One. Yeah, the pause. I think just knowing that their opponent has that information, but it means they're slowly being boxed in. Timing here could be everything.
No one's watching it.
Yeah, he's looking back and forth, but he's instead gonna walk back! I don't know how MOJJ has managed to get away with that one, and now Orbital Strike leaves Com dead to rights. Finally a chance once again, but then strikes Ethan! Another one coming up for Boostio, but it's left all onto jawgemo. The player wrapping back around. FUT have an advantage once again! The spam is ridiculous! But they're gonna need to, I feel like, step it up to a higher gear. And already, just look at the sheer pace coming out from EG, straight down in towards that mid connector.
Yeah, FUT had some pace too, but didn't catch anyone, and they're a little late to the party. Now on B long, there's a couple players coming down. Will they even read that? Will there be anyone left alive to read it? Low HP now, stuck in the corner. Demon One's also being tagged up, but that won't stop him yet again. Able to deliver kill after kill. The shutdown is there with a back and forth for FUT, but they're overextending into this, knowing the spike needs to be planted. They try to interrupt it, and Kiwi seeing that no one's coming around that corner, so they'll stay in position. 3 players still on B, lined up in the open. Demon One the first to fall. Good tag and follow through. MrFaliN already good for 2. And jawgemo is low. He has to be so cautious and going for those fights. The body was the only target needed, but it won't land.
And that's the thing, because they've managed to go through Art, this is going to be an interesting battle of timing. Kiwi's push-up, if he goes any further, he might catch jawgemo. And he spotted him out, the damage is done, but the spike is already hightailing its way in towards the A site. They haven't spotted the players making their way through middle, so if anything, FUT might just believe they have them trapped in, and instead, it's going to have to be the full retake.
And the problem is how much space they've given up. They'll have to take a while on the way back through or risk a player being in a corner that they can't anticipate. Jawgemo's very low. 12 HP on the way around. Better get that turret before it gets you. That came so close with a nano at his feet as well. But he's out of there with 6.
Yeah, unfortunately, the aggression of Boostio has been punished. This bonus round for FUT is looking good other than the HP. A lot of very low players. Ethan already takes the first. The orbital strike will push him up, and he lands him up, leaving just Kiwi remaining. He knows where both players are. Takes a lot of...
16th round. FUT have been struggling. And
that was the way back in. That was the door opening up for them to have a chance.
1 HP. Boostio finally losing a spam battle. Not through the smoke, though. It was through the door. That's the difference.
He's going to headshot someone through a smoke now. We're all going to look silly.
It's going to be the play. Well, here's ulti popped. Control taken. Straight down towards the B site. Killjoy utility protecting their back, but it does look like they want to commit, at least commit Demon 1 to this. As he seeks out a fight. MOJJ is forced back. There's a player up above in the form of MrFaliN. He's on the edge of the smoke. Hasn't come through just yet. Just spams, that's all he's looking for with his Phantom. No tracers, so good opportunities. Nade out. Oh, Nade is good, and MOJJ is even better. The spam's now going in their favor, and it seems like FUT have found a foothold on this round.
Yeah, this is where it gets troublesome. You have to try and reposition and find a safe place to plant, and with all the spams, all the different angles, every player rotating in, there just isn't a safe position. They need someone to give them the fights, and well, the 1 HP player from the beginning of the round, it would be the greatest clutch ever. If he somehow wins this one, we're going to be writing it in the history books, but with...
You just got to watch that nano.
Is waiting an instant pop flash just to try and delay them off. The same on the other side, and it's close, but a miss.
But Demon 1 hasn't been deterred either. Look, he's just running it down. Trying to take all that space while they hunt down Kiwi. This guy is ridiculous with the Hunter's Furies. Calm just doesn't miss. With that man down, well, you're not too worried about Kiwi picking up the op and picking you up. They can look towards the B site, and they've at least faded out. The lockdown with 1:05 on the clock. They can just wait it out.
Yeah, with 3 players already here, at the solo defender on the A site, EG are just going to pump the brakes, wait this one out a little bit longer. Operator's actually going to be going back in this time. It's found new hands, new blood in the form of MOJJ. He's not going to hit the shot either, leaving them in a dicey position. Rifle retrieved, but still, EG are just waiting, being delayed by the util on the other side.
35 seconds left. They're going to have to make a move eventually, not knowing how many players are on the back of that side towards the elbow. Boostio finds the first. That's MOJJ. They know that qRaxs was around here, and they'll deal with him. And with that, well, it looks like a pretty easy site take. Not too many players left alive to spam back, and the plant's already being found. Lockdown if things get very scary, but with only 2 players that they're up against, and the positions that they've got, I mean, all the control is theirs. They can run this clock right the way down. And there you go, Boostio's third seems to now realizing it, but the players aren't going to be here on time. This is going to be tough to actually, well, they're able to wait outside the lockdown, so maybe this will work out. They've got a flanker as well, MOJJ containing them, who hasn't been spotted just yet.
He was hoping that he'd be able to find one before they get in. The Molotov has done work to deny at least a little bit longer, but the site is going to fall into the hands of evil geniuses. AtaKaptan trying to make a play through, and MOJJ will be the one to do it instead. The trade's back, leave it down to just Boostio. Still with that operator in hand, and he's going to get...
But he's smoked off. Doesn't really have an opportunity to do anything. Still lights Boostio to 1 HP.
It's the exact same. He just seems to survive. Oh, Timmy the turret almost had... He's been a little bit unlucky. There we go.
He's got it.
Timmy's gone. Not going to be surviving any further in this one. Boostio, he's either the unluckiest or the luckiest. It depends what way you look at it. He's surviving, but only just. the defenders also aren't just sitting there. They're not waiting to lose all of this map control. AtaKaptan starting to push up, but now they start to get pressured from Art through the smoke. They go though, and it's a good chance for qRaxs to farm up a few extra kills. Again, it's Boostio. 1v5. Not so a lot of utility. Take control of mid once again. Kiwi, wow, he's going to find himself in a bit of an odd spot. They've used this utility to try and almost section off into mid, but instead he's getting pressured on the other side.
Yeah, and his teammates can't really come out to help just because they're being pressured as well. Kiwi on an island, isolated, you would think, in trouble, but MOJJ manages to buy the time. The orbital strike cut off the rest of the squad and let this man fight from the hallway. He is decimating the EG squad.
Some watches.
Yeah, they've concealed their hand as well. The drone coming around won't spot him out. So Kiwi's able to catch him by surprise. Demon 1 staying at the bottom.
They're running
that
back.
Scoreboard. Viper's Pit used. This is great. EG are avoiding the powerful ult, avoiding the operator as well, but they've got to be quick. They've got to run headfirst into this KJ setup. Do they have a knife on the way through? Not online for qRaxs. Not online for Ethan. Onto the back of the site, the nade is in. It's forcing them out into the open, but they're just taking the fights, winning them as they go. The plan desperately trying to be found. It comes at the cost of Com's life. Ethan left on the spike all alone and flooded.
Themselves a 1-0 position. They're ready for Kiwi. They're watching for him. This time he's not going to find that initial fight.
It was close on the follow-up as well, but his dash is gone now. That's a big factor. Mobility limited, and in fact, completely taken away. Kiwi still able to get one, hunted down. Orbital strike comes in. Demon 1 needs to move quickly. He'll be caught on the way back out. Sure, 1 kill for FUT, but it might not be enough. AtaKaptan still with a massive clutch in front of him. The first not even found, tagging up Boostio. Teammates reap to just sneak and slip his way into.
Look at this double up though. 2 players here. The expectation of Boostio will be there. The pop flash good, and Demon 1 is already going to double up, looking for a little bit more. No trade to be had. Kiwi looking like he was considering going back in here. In the meantime, we've seen the walk up on long, but you can already witness on the map that Boostio is firmly watching towards this. It seems like Kiwi trying to maybe bait some sound cues of presence on the other side and leaving Boostio somewhat alone. He's actually going to go forward, maybe gifting his opponents a chance, but also being a bit of a snake within the grass, not expecting him to be up this close. 10 seconds now for FUT to try and find something within this round. MrFaliN, he's got a plant. He's got to go for it right now. No, in fact, there's absolutely no time. Everybody has to die, and it is not going to be happening. He might kill off the majority, but EG will get themselves the round. Sprint straight into this B side, and already the fake smoke is what takes out his opponent. It was a bait, just utilized. Nice trade though from MrFaliN, keeping things even for the moment. qRaxs trying to pounce, holding that backline, maybe expecting there to be a bit more of a repeat, but that early fight has quickly diminished. And just look at the majority of EG. They're backing away from this one, but so are FUT.
Spike's out. Grouping up with jawgemo and Calm, the first to leave this site. Calm on his way to A. They're sticking around. 50 seconds, still some time to make a decision. And most importantly, this is where you expect a flanker to come through or a player on the side of FUT to overextend to grab information. They'll look to punish.
They've tried to use the knife against their opponents. Now qRaxs will finally spot that this is the place where EG look to make the stand. Boostio blinded up. qRaxs watching, but it's MOJJ instead, and it's a slow
aggression. Nothing but W keys here. The side of FUT looking to very quickly pressure that B site. More players than usual here, though. EG stacked up with 3, ready for this kind of just sheer muscling of the site. Boostio hasn't been spotted at all, and he's getting them all breaking apart this attacking side piece by piece.
Through smokes it. Doesn't seem like it makes the most sense. Also, they're going walkabouts, destroying that turret early, but it's the double down, allowing them to know that there's at least a player on either side. Pop flash could completely decimate MOJJ. He's just trying to escape. Both players actually caught by the blind, but somehow he actually comes out with a kill. Kiwi looking like he wants to try and capitalize off that, but will eventually be forced back. not going to go for an overextension, and again, the early fight comes up even.
Yeah, I think Kiwi's idea was to get out there and help his teammate MOJJ while he was still alive. You know, lock down that extra angle for him and fight for mid together if his buddy was going to be stranded. But once he falls, the correct decision's absolutely to fall back. Holding on to this control a little bit later towards the doors. And we have seen Boostio with a couple nasty flanks. This time his timing is near perfect, and he'll catch 2 for his trouble. A triple in the round already, and a nail in FUT's coffin. They managed to pick up jawgemo, remove smokes and some utility at least, and they immediately read it. FUT expecting this EG squad to double back and move towards A, and that read could not be better.
Oh, timing is everything. He's probably heard the steps of them running all the way back around. Kiwi has the perfect flank. The turret's still yet to be pulled back for Boostio, so we'll have no knowledge at this point. He's been spotted. Now looks to maybe face back in the other direction, but he hits the shot anyway, just taking over this round. It took some time for Evil Geniuses, but their map choice.